And sure enough, there is a drastic elevation change. Then I just started to think about some of my favorite scripture stories. And I thought, is there elevation changes in these stories? So I went to the story of the Good Samaritan and the parable of the Good Samaritan. These are just, so there's a couple examples of, stories from the time of Jesus that I love. And I just thought, let's just see there's elevation changes, right? So I went to the parable of the Good Samaritan, and the parable starts off with explaining how a man went from Jerusalem to Jericho. Is there an elevation change? And I looked up the elevation of Jerusalem and I looked up the elevation of Jericho. And sure enough, there is a drastic elevation change. So you have Jerusalem, which sits, I think it was 2,500 feet above sea level. And then you have Jericho, which sits, I want to say it was 850 feet below sea level. You have an elevation change in this story. And so I read that parable through a different lens of seeing like, okay, let's see what happens. We've talked about the climb, but like what's on the other side? What happens when we come down like this? Maybe you've been at the mountain or you've been at a higher elevation. And what happens when you come down? What's your responsibility? Like how has the transformation that you've experienced going to affect, your descent? And so, I won't go into all of the details, but that parable was really powerful to look at what's on the other side when you came from a high elevation down to a low elevation. And then you have the Samaritan who comes down and who provides the help and the saving and the lifting. Example there of him going to a low place, the lowest place, one of the lowest places on earth, and lifting somebody from that low place. And I just thought that was great.